lesionados, no les pasó nada a ellos, y el sospechoso los transportaron a un hospital donde está agarrando atención médica. Ahorita está estable él y sí va a sobrevivir. Le quiero recordar a la comunidad que la seguridad pública es nuestra número uno prioridad. Todos están a salvo ahorita. Por favor, tenga paciencia con nosotros porque vamos a estar entre 2 o 3 horas más aquí procesando la escena, porque tenemos el equipo de homicidio, el equipo de escena de crimen y también los investigadores del fiscal del condado que están aquí y están investigando el tiroteo. También nosotros vamos a estar entre 45 días, le vamos a dar el video del tiroteo. Tenemos mucho video del body worn camera y quiero recordar a la comunidad que eso también se lo vamos a presentar cuando tenemos más detalles. Muchas gracias.
Once again, it's all preliminary information. Obviously, there's lots of body-worn camera to review from multiple perspectives. So a lot of things are developing, but the team's working hard right now. Traffic will be affected. So anyone that's coming out in this area, be sure to maybe find an alternate route. We have a traffic management plan to make sure that people can get to the preschool that's right here. Just to kind of stress what the major said at our priority of life. When this started occurring, there's a preschool right here, and deputies immediately went there and shut it down and made sure that we had people there to protect our most valuable asset, our children. So it's a bit like a lot of folks did a lot of good things and make sure that the community was safe. So, are there any questions or anything? We have we do know who the suspect is, and we'll push that out at a later time.
Could you clarify where this started and where was the surveillance video that you were looking at?
So the body-worn camera is the video that we'll review. So each deputy assigned to this multi-agency task force has a body-worn camera. Anytime they take an enforcement action, they'll activate that. The number of, obviously there's more than one person on this scene, so it'll take a while to go through each of those videos. It did start at the 9300 block of Greens Road, to answer your first question.
Like an apartment, or where did you guys see him to start with?
At that address, the 9300 block, kind of conducting surveillance, known location.
When the pursuit ended here, did he get out of the vehicle and then back in?
No, sir. He got out of the vehicle, evaded on foot, and then that's how the incident actually occurred on the feeder of the Beltway. He was on foot.
What was the warrant for?
It was aggravated assault with a deadly weapon out of Harris County.
Was he out on bond or anything?
I'm not certain at this point, but we definitely had the good warrant. So.
Does he have a history?
We'll look into that, but the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon is what elevated this to have our violent persons task force conduct the investigation.
And that's a precinct 8 case that you guys were the ones looking for him?
We have a multi-agency. I'm sorry, Chief.
Go ahead.
It's multi-agency task force. It doesn't matter where the warrant originated from. Members from Precinct 8, Precinct 6, Constable's office plus the Sheriff's office, we all work in conjunction, kind of force multipliers, and just we're out there looking for some of the most violent folks. So I say we, the deputies, are out there looking for some of the most violent folks in the county.
Yeah, just to clear up kind of this, pursuit on foot thing. So where did the vehicle stop?
The vehicle stopped in an apartment complex about the 9300 block.
Apartment complex over here. He got out on foot and then jumped onto the car of a passerby?
It was on foot, and there was definitely traffic, and we have good witnesses that stayed on scene and provided some of those details, and we're still developing that. So it could have been like multiple things that occurred, but we're still developing exactly what the sequence of events and how he interacted with the public.
So the whole time that's happening, he's got a rifle in one of his arms?
Yes, yes, and the weapon has been located and recovered.
Did he discharge the weapon?
The suspect? Nothing indicates that now, but once again, it's preliminary information, and we don't have any evidence of that, but he definitely had the long weapon.
Where did the tip originate from?
Well, it's an investigation. The task force, they're out looking for these folks, so they develop information, leads, where do these people live, where their family members live. So I don't know exactly why they were at that particular address, but the investigators will be out there and they'll develop information, and that's what leads them to these locations to do surveillance.
Chief, is there a lead agency conducting this investigation today, or is it everyone working together?
So there's two events happening, right, that we're describing. One is the actual officer-involved shooting, right, and that's a multi-agency task force. But then the subsequent thing that happens after a shooting, the Harris County Sheriff's Office is the lead investigative body from the officer-involved shooting perspective. The District Attorney's Office will conduct the independent investigation, And then, like I said, Precinct 8, they'll handle the internal affairs for their deputy. Thank God it's safe.
You face extra charges?
He certainly could, but that's what this investigation, the secondary investigation, may lead to those types of charges, additional charges.
Do you know what kind of rifle?
I know it's a long rifle at this point. We didn't, as they process the scene, we won't get up there and mess with anything. And so, no,
Can you go through one more time the agencies involved in everything?
yeah. So today, I'm going to let Lieutenant Brooks Collier tell you what agencies were on scene today. But for sure, it was the sheriff's office, Precinct 6 constable's office, Precinct 8 constable's office. But there may be some other folks.
I'm Lieutenant Collier, Harris County Sheriff's Office, Major Offender Section. So we had Sheriff's Office, Precinct 8, Precinct 6, Precinct 5, and possibly Precinct 2. We also have members of Precinct 1 that are also members of our task force.
Anything else nefarious found in this vehicle?
That's going to be processed. So we won't. The deputies aren't going to get in there until we'll let the forensic team search it. Actually, so I couldn't tell you right now what else was in the vehicle.
Chief, all things considered, do you think everything turned out as well as it could have?
Absolutely, in the sense that no civilians were injured. That's our priority. No deputies were injured. That's incredibly important to us. We've all suffered through these things over the past few years, and the suspect is expected to survive. So I think when you calculate all those things and the risk that these deputies are taking on a day-to-day basis, that I feel like our guys are getting to go home safe. Every civilian is getting to go home safe, and all the kids that were in a nearby proximity are safe. So yeah, I would say this is a win for us.
We saw a lot of areas blocked off.
Mhm.
Beltway 8. What exactly the ground level is blocked off here?
So actually the entire feeder is blocked off right now. So we have our crime scene units that what they'll do is do a forensic mapping. And so say here's where the episode occurred. They need all that information for prosecutorial purposes and the investigation. And so right now it is closed, and we expect it to be closed for a couple more hours.
What miles is that, though, you would say?
From here to Mesa, so probably a mile and a half to 2 miles is kind of difficult right now. Yeah, but we have a traffic management plan to get people in and out of this area. So.
And how many times did the deputy discharge, and how many times was the suspect struck?
So we do believe that the deputy discharged 2 times. It's what but as we continue to review body worn camera, it may suggest everything. So once again, preliminary information, but we do believe 2 times.
And then he was struck
2 times.
2 times.
Yes.
And are we going to release his ID today? We think maybe a little bit later.
His what?
His ID.
Yeah, potentially. I don't have it. I mean, we could. I'll get with the PI with Gil, and we'll work that out and get something to you guys. Anything else? No.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for being out here. I appreciate y'all. All right. Thanks, man. Okay. Okay.
All right, we need